Welcome, everybody, to What's in the Box, the semi-regular lockdown panel show featuring a box. Remember when we used to do 6 episodes a week? Those were the days. Today's guests, we've got 3 returning guests to the show, but they've all only been on once. So let's bring them back. They are the first guest today. It is Laura Monmoth. Hello, Laura.
Hello, Chris.
Hello, that is a fantastic jaunty Burberry hat. I enjoy
It's lovely, isn't it? I started wearing hats over the course of lockdown, and it's just a habit that I'm stuck in now. So
that's very good. That's very good. I mean, it saves having a regular lockdown haircut, doesn't it?
It does, and also saves me having to do anything with my hair at all.
What's your most jaunty hat?
My most jaunty hat is probably this. I've got like a Rennie hat, like Stone Rose's Rennie hat as well.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant the indigestion tablet. Just it was sponsored by Rennie's or something.
That would be beautiful, but no.
That's fine. That's fine. Next up, he is called Jim Tweedle, but we know him as the Angry Scotsman. It is the Angry Scotsman, Jim Tweedle. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Whilst I was chatting to Laura about hats, I saw you trying on a couple hats.
I thought if we're going jaunty hats, I had a hat, and I just thought, no, you look like an idiot.
You look like Patrick Stump from Fallout Boy if he was never in Fallout Boy. That's
someone that just didn't make it even more. Thank you, Chris.
With a bit. I've known you wearing many a jaunty hat before. I love your steampunk fashion as well. Those are gorgeous. Those are good. I might just stick one on the screen. That's him there. If you're watching the edit, it's a very nice fashion steampunk. How did you get into that?
I was in my local pub, and a couple of people came in who I was actually drinking with last night. Robert
We're allowed
James,
to now. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm allowed to now. Robert James and Major Q, and they came in the pub, and one of them was wearing a bowler hat, and it was beautiful. And I was like, "Can I try on your hat?" Now it's a massive faux pas to try on a steampunk's hat. You've got to ask, but the answer is usually no. Do one, and they let me. And I found out like years later that because I asked them nicely, and after that I started attending, bought my first bowler hat. Also my last bowler hat, because no, you don't need more than one, let's be honest.
Okay.
Bowler hat.
Right, well, our third guest, it looks like he's wearing a Davy Crockett hat. It is Mike Carter. Oh, no, that's just your hair. Hello, Mike.
Hello. I can't wear hats. Hair's too big.
Well, cut off your hair, then.
Wear a bigger hat.
Yeah. There are so many answers to these problems.
I used to wear a beaten hat, but then I developed shame.
How have you been, Mike, since your last appearance? Have you been honing up on your box knowledge?
Yeah, hopefully. Got a box ready.
That's good. That's good. Right, we've got our contestants. Let's start the show. It's time for round 1.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Round 1 is called What's in the Box. I've got something in my black box today, but you don't know what it is. You're all going to guess, and let's see who's the closest. Laura, you get to guess first. What do you think is in the box?
See, that box is a lot smaller than I remember it, and I had an idea in my head of it being like you're running out of things to do for this show. So you pick like a slipper or something up, and it might be your mum's slipper. I don't think that's going to fit in there, so I'll go for another piece of something that your mum may have had at some point. So I'm just going to say you've nicked one of your mum's watches.
Why do you think I just keep all my mum's clothes in a box? Anyway, one of my mum's watches is Laura's guess. Mike, what do you think is in the box?
I've thought of the idea of saying possibly a cat, but possibly not a cat.
Oh, so we're doing the Schrodinger joke, are we? But that's fine.
I thought someone's probably done that.
Yes, I might do a supercut of all those jokes. But yes, that's fine. A cat is an acceptable answer. Jim, what do you think is in the box?
I am going to say it's an emergency bottle of shampoo.
Emergency bottle of shampoo. Well, can I get a drum roll, please? The actual thing in the box, it's a Wii U controller. Remember the Wii U? That was a thing. You could play all sorts of things. I've got a few Wii U games. Let's grab one now. They're all Mario themed. It's Super Mario 3D World. That's one of 3 games I have for the Wii. Again, none of the guests guessed correctly, but you have a chance to explain why your guess was the closest. So, Laura, you thought it was one of my mum's watches. Explain why you were the closest.
I was the closest because I seem to remember that from my prior knowledge of the Wii U and the fact that there is only actually one good Wii U game, which is Super Mario Maker, and nothing else because its version of Breath of the Wild is shite. But I remember if you go into the home screen, there is a clock on the screen. Therefore, it tells the time in the same way that a watch would. And also, the Wii U may well be your mother's. I've got no idea.
No, it is mine. I say I got a job and then saved up, and I basically bought a Wii U so I could watch Netflix on my TV. It's just a very expensive Netflix account. Also, I've got Super Mario Maker here, so it comes as a bonus. Very expensive watch, I will say. If you're trying to keep hold of the time, there are other cheaper alternatives. Mike Carter, you thought it was and wasn't a cat. Explain why you were the closest.
I'm the closest because Nintendo made Nintendo Dogs and Cats, and that machine can play it, but it doesn't always play it because I think they put it on multiple formats. So it can be a cat, and it also can't be a cat.
Correct, maybe. Let's see Jim's answer. Jim, you thought it was an emergency bottle of shampoo. Explain why you were the closest.
It's obvious. If you wanted, in a case of shampoo, obviously it doesn't apply to me really, but if you need shampoo and it's an emergency and you have no shampoo, you have to use an alternative. Technically, everything is an alternative in an emergency. So why isn't it?
True. Right, I've got points to give out. Mike and Jim, you're saying it's not a cat. Technically, like, you know, you can play Nintendo cats. Is that the phrase? Is it Nintendo cats?
I know Nintendo Dogs was a thing, so I'm purely guessing.
So you don't even know yourself. And Jim, just saying that everything that isn't shampoo can be shampoo. That doesn't make any sense. The points are going to Laura, mainly because I love the idea of someone buying a Wii U just to keep track of the time. It's like buying a car just to use the radio. You're using it all wrong. Right, that's that round over, and that's 3 points to Laura. It's time for round 2.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Round 2 is called Sentimental Value. We are going to reunite our guests with an item from their childhood, as found in the other items' boxes. So, Mike's going to go first, which means Laura, an object from your box, you're going to reunite with Mike, and he's going to come up with a story of why it means so much to him for sentimental value, why it meant so much to him in his childhood. Laura, what's the item in your box?
Okay, the item in the box I'm going for is we moved into this flat just under 2 years ago, and as we were moving in, we discovered a cupboard at the back of the kitchen. In the back of this cupboard in the kitchen, there was a supply of food for some reason, and I've just kept this box of food, particularly this jar of baby food, which we found. It's actually pretty much all liquid now, but it's still in date. It's still got till April next year. It's flavour pumpkin and chicken baby food. There you go.
Pumpkin and
when
chicken.
I've got no children in this house, I do keep a supply of baby food that I found.
Pumpkin and chicken.
Tasty pumpkin and chicken.
Right. Okay, Mike, please explain why this tasty pumpkin and chicken baby food meant so much in your childhood.
Well, obviously, at one point, I was a baby. So baby food was quite important to me at that stage in my life. And this particular brand of flavour of obscure, weird baby food was a favourite. And that's why I've kept it and not eaten it, even though I've only kept it for a year, apparently, in someone else's house. I need to stash them all around the world so I can get them at will.
Ah, like a Horcrux. You've split your baby food into 7 places and you've hidden them all over the earth. Oh, Horcrux.
And I've made a flavour that no child would possibly want.
Could you, just to humour me, name another flavour that a child wouldn't possibly want?
Pomegranate and sour cream.
Okay, all right. I think that's a Pringle. Next playing, it's Jim Tweedle, which means an item from Mike's box from Jim's childhood is going to be revealed to him. Mike, what is that item?
Yeah, it is a Shockwaves Curls and Waves hair mousse.
Is that emergency shampoo?
Possibly. Everything else in the bag could also be emergency shampoo.
No, from round one, we already discussed that was terrible. Jim, please explain why this Shockwaves mousse meant so much to you as a kid.
I will show you. In fact, as you know, it's been slightly follically challenged. It wasn't always like that, Frizz. I used to have some dashing hair. I'm going to fit this picture came up recently on my. Did you remember you embarrassed the world with this? And, this is my cousin put it on Instagram, so I had to. This is me 30 years ago. You may wish to censor this picture of my microphone-esque head.
Oh my lord! I think David Tennant's playing you in a new drama.
Yes, as a sex offender. Yeah, yeah. Those glasses were actually supplied by Starglaze. That is absolutely fucking abysmal. Just looks like someone stole the rest of my crash helmet, and now I've got it on. But yeah, so it just gives me my flashbacks to the days where I didn't need to wrap my head up in bubble wrap when going out after October.
That is beautiful, and you've got picture proof as well. That's brilliant. Right, to end this game, Laura, you're going to be reunited with an item from Jim's box. Jim, what is that item?
This is a 3-headed taxidermy duck.
I love it. Laura, please tell us the story of you and the 3-headed taxidermy duck.
When I was very young, we lived in a place in Oxfordshire called Bicester, which, as many of you may know, is an area.
Gravy.
It's a lovely area in Oxfordshire, which has its own power plant, just up the hill, just off Churchill Way in Bicester, and we actually saw physical 3-headed ducks. Swimming in the water of this power plant, very much like Binky, the 3-eyed fish in The Simpsons. It has to be said that may be where this influence has come from, but that's fine. So yeah, there was a 3-headed duck, and we actually managed to catch one day, stuff it, and therefore we are. That is my exact replica of my taxidermy 3-headed duck from my childhood.
Lovely stuff there. Right, I've got points to give out. It's going to be 3 points, 2 points, 1 point. Laura, you've just got the 1 point there. It was very much like Kaiser Soze. You just looked at things around the room. You went Simpsons, 3-headed duck, and you just invented the story by itself. And I could tell, I couldn't believe it. Mike, you get 2 points there, mainly because of your new flavour of baby food and the fact that you just admitted you were a baby once. That's brilliant knowledge to have. And Jim, because you had picture evidence that you used to use mousse in your hair, that's the full 3 points there to Jim. It is time for round 3.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Round 3 is called Home Necessity. Our guests are going to defend items that they've never seen before and tell us why this item needs to be in every home in the world. So, Jim, you're going to go first. So, an item from Mike's box, you, Jim, are going to defend why every household in the country needs this item. So, Mike, what is that item?
It is a copy of Brian Fallon's album Local Honey.
Brian Fallon?
Yes.
That Jimmy's brother?
He's the singer from the Gaslight Anthem who went solo recently.
He wasn't actually in that band. Sorry, I'm Gaslight Antheming you. Jim, why does... was it Brian Fallon?
Yes, Local Honey.
Why does Brian Fallon's album Local Honey need to be in every single household in the country right now?
Well, why doesn't it? I mean, it's fantastic. He's going out on his own. He's trying his best. I mean, he thinks he's better than everybody else. I've obviously had a row in the pub. He can say, well, I don't need you. I don't need any of you. I'm better than this. Like, no, I do this myself. And the next day he's woken up and he's went, shit, not again. And let's give a guy a break. He might be right. He might be better than them. So let's just boost his ego a little bit. Let's all buy it. Let him think he's brilliant. And then wait for his second album and go, nah, mate. Shit.
I like that. Let's all hear it for Brian. Also, it'll help me remember his name if I had a copy of his album in my house. Laura, an item from Jim's box. You are now going to defend why this needs to be in every household in the country. Jim, what is that item?
This item is Dr. Seuss's The Cat in the Hat.
Okay. You've made this very easy for Laura because I do believe that needs to be in every household in the country. But Laura, please.
That's the other thing, and that's even easier.
Laura, please explain why a copy of The Cat in the Hat needs to be in every household in the country, preferably in rhyme.
Yeah, no, I had a feeling you were going to ask that.
I thought I'd make it more difficult because it's very easy.
This needs to be in every home because a book needs to sit next to a telephone. Oh my god, I've turned into a rapping shit. Sorry. Anyway, look, Cat in the Hat is one of the best books for kids ever written. It's taught me how to read. It taught me how to write because it obviously didn't tell me how to rhyme because that's just out of my comfort zone, apparently. It's also got an absolutely cracking illustrative purpose in terms of I don't bloody know. You ruined it for me. I can't rhyme.
Okay, you don't have to
rhyme on cue.
Okay, how about you don't have to rhyme, but please explain why The Cat in the Hat needs to be in every household in a haiku.
The Cat in the Hat is the best book ever wrote. Please don't deduct points.
That was a haiku, so you might get an extra. Actually, I'm giving you an extra bonus point now for that. Finally, Laura, what's your item that Mike is going to explain why it needs to be in every single household in the country?
Okay, it's some weird Yoshi toy. I'm assuming it's some kind of Mario Kart-esque thing because it looks at some point as if it was supposed to be riding something. However, it does have a button which allows you to
tongue your victims. So I'm bringing back out my third and only that. These are all three Wii U games I've now shown you. But yeah, Yoshi's on that as well. So, Mike, why does everyone need a Yoshi with a retractable tongue? What a sentence!
Well, it would be cruel to take his tongue out for a start.
A tonguectomy for Yoshi.
But yeah, I think the illustrative purpose of that toy is you can use it for two things. One, to teach kids about actual dinosaurs.
You say actual dinosaurs as if Yoshi exists.
Well, you get into the second point now. He's also illustrative of the history of video games and the importance of Nintendo.
Ooh.
So he's an important educational tool, and kids need education once they've moved on from baby food.
Oh, callback as well. Right, now it's time to grade you with that. Mike, that was a very good callback. I'm giving you 3 extra points for that. Jim, I don't think you know who Brian Fallon is, and neither do I. So that's why you've only got 1 point for that. And Laura, I'm giving you an extra 2, and so that's 3 altogether that you've got there. Those are the points locked in. It's time for round 4.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Round 4 is called Best Tool for the Job. I've got a problem that needs solving, and you guys are going to solve it for me using an item from your box. To make it harder, you're going to pick out your items before I tell you the problem. So get your items now. Laura, what's the item that you've got?
Some waterway, a small file of waterway.
Those are poppers.
It's not poppers. If you would like me to sniff this right now, it will probably kill me. But it turns out that I just had dry skin anyway, so it was absolutely pointless.
Okay, so waterway. Mike, you appear to have an entire group of school children outside your webcam, which is always fun to listen to. But Mike, whilst you live by a school, Mike, whilst you're here, what is the item from your box?
It is a Funko Pop of the character Joker from Persona 5.
Joker?
Yes.
But there's already a famous character called Joker. Why has someone named another fictional character Joker?
He does have a real name. Joker is his thief name. But
Joker's real name isn't Joker.
You name him yourself in the game, so he doesn't have a canon name.
Okay, right. So Joker, but not that one. Jim, what is the item from your box?
I have some Enviagel hand cleansing antibacterial gel.
Okay, so we've got Waterways, we've got the Joker, and we've got, but not that Joker, and we've got antibacterial gel. The problem, which we've discussed briefly, is there's no good flavors of baby food anymore. How are you going to solve this using the items from your box? So that's the problem. There are no good flavors of baby food anymore. Jim, with your antibacterial gel, how are you going to solve this problem?
I'm just going to pour it in it. It's if it's that bad a taste, this will not only kill any of the crap that's in it, because you get lots of people poisoning baby food and tampering with jars and things like that. It's very bad. I mean, I dropped a jar of jam the other day and it smashed on the floor, and it was full of pieces of glass. I was very lucky. I could have eaten part of that. And so, yeah, this is not only going to, if that happens, it's going to clean any wounds. It's going to look after you, disinfect the actual food itself, and it's alcohol-based. And you know my views.
Drunk babies are good babies. That's
The
the sleepy babies. That's the one. That's your mantra. Laura, could you explain again what Waterways is?
Waterway, I believe, is just something that you are supposed to place on your skin, and it's literally wart away.
Oh, water. Sorry, I thought you were saying water. Way, like,
wart.
oh, wart away. Oh, what a way to have a good time. So please explain why your wart removal cream, whatever it is going to improve the flavor of baby food. What will you do to do this?
Well, I think it's only right that I demonstrate. So we'll actually remove the cap from the baby food, which has been sat in the cupboard. See, it's all very pleasant there. We will take the top off the waterway. Now, do you remember in science classes where there was always a danger if you mixed the incorrect chemical that it made a noxious gas? This may be the last thing I ever do. So we are going to
watching what's in the box.
I think you should taste it first.
Well, Jim stole my idea about just pouring this in food, so I thought the easiest thing to do was just to demonstrate, and that's actually just gone on my thumb. Now, the issue that I have there is that this thing just burns through flesh. So what I might do...
What are you doing, Laura?
...is just give this a little bit of a shake. And I'm going to leave that there. Now, there's a chance that might explode. If it explodes during the course of this, then excellent. You've got some material. It's content for you. So I'm just going to leave that there. I'm also just going to go and put some water on my finger where I'm currently in immense pain. So
excellent. Well, whilst Laura's doing that, Mike, what the fuck happened there? Mike, why is your Funko Pop of the Joker? And please don't kill yourself during the explanation. Why will that solve the problem of there's not that much good tasting baby food anymore?
Well, I think Joker, as he is here, is very attractive to children, in the way of they like cute big things they can get hold of. So while you're feeding them the unpleasant baby food, you can distract them with this and they won't realise that they don't like it.
Okay, so just a distraction. So you're not really improving any sort of flavour there.
It's psychosomatic.
Okay, that's some science. Mike, you're getting the 1 point there. Jim, just because drunk babies are sleepy babies, I'm giving you 5 points there. And Laura, for basically nearly killing yourself, I'm giving you 7 extra points there. How is your baby food concoction getting along? Is it sounding weird?
It's still there. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of bubbling. This is amazing.
Wow. Okay. Right.
You need a bomb.
How is your Blue Peter interview getting along, Laura? Right. With that given, it's time for round 5.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Round 5 is called 23 seconds. I get my contestants 23 seconds to name as many things as they possibly can from their specialist subject. They choose what the subject is, so it should be fucking easy for them. The person in first place always goes first, which, because she basically harmed her own face and thumb, is Laura. What is your specialist subject?
Having gone for like Zelda items last time, which is really niche, I thought I'd go for something which is easy to check. So I just went for British Prime Ministers.
British
I've been
Prime.
watching a lot of crap TV and lots.
Yeah,
lots of
the news? Yes. There's a lot of weird prime ministers in the news right now. Laura, with 23 seconds, naming as many prime ministers as she can, starting now.
So Johnson, May, Cameron, Brown, Blair, Thatcher, Major, Callaghan, Wilson, Eden, Churchill. Let's go back further. Lloyd George, Chamberlain, Asquith. Lord Palmerston, Pitt the Elder. Lord Palmerston, Pitt the Elder. Pitt the Younger.
That is time there, Laura, and I appreciate the Simpsons reference in the middle of that, although it did cost you a few points. Also, with you just listing prime ministers, the visceral and hatred you said with the word Thatcher really just like pulled through, even though it was just a list of names. It's just you had to have that extra second to go, Thatcher. Right, in second place at the moment is Jim Tweedle, the Angry Scotsman. What is your specialist subject, Jim?
My special subject is numbers without the letter A in them.
Okay, right. You might get a few here, starting now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 70.
That is time, Jim. So, instead of tallying down, I just waited for the number you got to. I'm just going to add it to your current score. So there we go. That's your final score there. And finally, Mike, you've got 6 at the moment. You need 74 to win. What is your specialist subject, Mike?
Solo albums and songs by Brian Fallon.
Okay, so here's Mike reading the back of the CD he showed us earlier with 23 seconds starting now.
A Wonderful Life, Local Honey, 21 Days, Red Lights. I'm Getting a Phone Call. That's no song. 59 Sound. Great Expectations.
That's time. I'm going to add Great Expectations there because you need the points. Right, it's time for the final scores. In third place, to no aplomb at all, with 12 points, it is Mike Carter. Very well done, Mike. Round of applause for Mike. Do you have anything that you'd like to plug?
I'm appearing at the Western Approaches in Liverpool tonight.
Oh, wow. So when this episode is uploaded, you've got half an hour to get there. If you're watching after Saturday the 5th of September, you've missed it. Very well done, Mike. In second place with 31, through no fault of her own, it is Laura Monmoth. Very good, Laura. 31 usually wins this sort of show. Do you have anything that you would like to plug?
Well, I'm not gigging till next year through various reasons. So just I'm doing Twitch now. So it's twitch.tv.com or twitch.tv/Angel Interceptor.
And the winner with 79 points, it is Jim Tweedle, the Angry Scotsman. Very well done, Jim. One of the highest scores, possibly second to Kate Smurthwaite, who once named a lot of things in a short amount of time. Do you have anything that you would like to plug, Jim?
Support these people because they are doing far much more than me, and I'm sat in my bedroom showing people 3-headed ducks.
Excellent. Well, that is what the show is. One more time, my guests today were Laura Monmoth, Mike Carter, and Jim Tweedle, the Angry Scotsman. I've been Frizz Frizzle. Now can everyone wave to the camera for 23 seconds as the end credits play?
What's in the box?